At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You pay me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Facts.
Correct.
Yes. Correct.
Correct. I'm your daddy.
Who you got? Tank or Jake? I don't know. Tank better whoop Jake Paul ass. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Terence, Bud, Crawford and Jaron boots. Ennis just went face-to-face for the very first time, and what started off calm quickly turned into a full-on clash. The tension was electric. Two champions from two different generations sat across from each other, and the respect didn't last long. Crawford, usually composed and smiling, dropped the grin. Ennis didn't hold back either, calling Crawford the old guard, who's too afraid to pass the torch. From that moment, it was pure fire. Cameras caught every second of the exchange, and within minutes the internet exploded. Twitter, podcasts, and boxing forums were flooded with reactions. Fans were already asking the big question, is this the next mega fight? Because make no mistake, this wasn't just trash talk. This was the spark of a rivalry that could define a new era in boxing. Crawford may be the king of the sport right now, but Ennis is coming for his crown, and after that interview, it's clear this storm is only getting started. Crawford had just come off his dominant win over Canelo Alvarez, doing the media rounds to talk about legacy and what's next, but this face-off changed the conversation completely.
Anybody that ever rocked a mohawk is a clown. We all know this. Anybody rocked a mohawk, name them.
You want to see clowns? You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the clown, buddy. You're the clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that, you know how many female? Like, come on, it will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that? But P Diddy, when things got like that, no, listen. When one female did a charge, it was mad females coming out, right? So if I hit a female, right, wouldn't it be mad other females? Like I ain't been just with one female. Like I'm 30 years old. Like let's be real. I've been with more than one female. Wouldn't mad females come out and say something about me hitting them? No.
And sitting across from him was Jaron Boots Ennis. Young, hungry, undefeated, and overflowing with confidence. He wasn't there to play nice. He was there to show the world that he's not just next in line, he's ready right now. During the interview, Crawford was asked what he thought about Ennis, and at first, he gave a typical veteran's answer. He's very talented, Crawford said calmly. He's unproven, but he's talented. The eye test tells it all, he's got that it factor. But we haven't seen him go up against an elite fighter yet. Until then, everyone can keep saying boots this, boots that, but I want to see him truly tested. Then came the big question, would Crawford actually fight him? Crawford leaned back and smirked.
Nah, he said.
It just doesn't make sense right now for me, especially money-wise. Nobody really knows Boots. I'm looking for bigger, better challenges, guys like Canelo. The host laughed, calling him the big fish, and Crawford doubled down with a grin. Yeah, he said, fish fry, those are the kind of guys I'm after. It was clear Crawford saw himself above Ennis, chasing legacy-defining fights while Ennis was still trying to make his name. But from the look on Boots' face, you could tell he wasn't going to let that slide.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? What happened? He won, right? But how he look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Cause y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. That's what happened with Floyd. Y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much, y'all start hating on it. Like, it turned from love to hate.
Boots Ennis has been calling out Terence Crawford for months, not out of disrespect, but because he's starving for greatness. And when you lock two apex predators like that in the same room with cameras rolling, something explosive is bound to happen. At first, Crawford was composed, calm, the veteran who's seen it all. But you could feel the tension building. Boots wasn't there to show respect. He was there to challenge the throne. He looked Crawford dead in the eye and said, "You beat Canelo. Respect. But I'm not them. I'm coming for that crown." The shift in energy was instant. Crawford didn't flinch. His expression didn't show fear, just that cold, focused Omaha stare that's broken opponents long before the first bell. This wasn't your typical old lion versus young cub moment. Crawford isn't washed, far from it. He's sitting at the peak of boxing greatness. But Boots made one thing clear: he's coming. When talk of contracts came up, Boots didn't hesitate. If he's a world-class fighter, he said, then sign the contract. Crawford's team fired back, saying if Boots really wanted that smoke, he would have stayed at 147 pounds instead of moving up to 154. Boots stood his ground. "We're cleaning out 147 first. Then we're coming to 154. If he's still there with the belt, we're taking it. Simple." And that's what makes this showdown so fascinating. Crawford isn't just another name on the list. After dominating Errol Spence Jr., dismantling Israel Madrimov, and humiliating Canelo Alvarez 2 weight classes above, Crawford's legacy is already written in gold. He's the first fighter in history to become undisputed champion in 3 separate weight divisions, 42 wins, 31 by knockout, and 0 defeats. That's not just greatness. That's the stuff of legends. But legends eventually get challenged, and Boots Ennis just stepped up to do it. Even Eddie Hearn said it. Boots Ennis is the pound-for-pound number 1 in waiting. And he didn't mean years down the line. He meant within the next 12 months. Boots has that signature Philly energy, aggressive, fearless, and sharp. He's fast, flashy, and relentless in the ring. He already took over 147, started cleaning out 154, and now experts believe he could even dominate at middleweight and beyond. If that sounds familiar, it's because it's exactly what Terence Crawford did. It's like watching a reflection. One man at his peak, the other climbing fast to take his place. What made this face-to-face so magnetic wasn't wild trash talk. It was mutual respect layered with tension. Boots didn't call Crawford washed or old. He called him great. But he made one thing clear: greatness is meant to be challenged. Looking Crawford dead in the eye, he said, "I'm walking the same path you did, bud. You fought Spence, Madrimov, Canelo. I'm doing the same, and my path leads straight to you." And he's not lying. Boots is following the Crawford blueprint almost step by step. He conquered welterweight. He's now storming super welterweight, and middleweight is next on his radar. If he keeps collecting belts the way Crawford did, this fight isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Even Danny Garcia, another Philly legend, told DAZN, stylistically, that's a dream fight. Boots is hungry, and that's the biggest danger for Crawford. A young, hungry fighter chasing everything you've already built. That's the real threat. Not just the punches, but the hunger, the same hunger Crawford once had when he was coming for the throne.
Bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them.
Will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were like to beat him or even like knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him. Bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or like all that stuff, right? At the end of it, bro, we just want to do what's best for ourselves, right?
Facts.
Right or wrong?
Facts.
So just do what's best for you.
When Crawford heard those words, you could see it. That flicker in his eyes, the same cold, knowing look he gave Errol Spence before dismantling him, the same one he flashed at Canelo before shocking the world. It wasn't anger. It was recognition. The look of a man who's been here before, facing another hungry challenger who thinks it's his time. And that's when the tension in the room hit its peak. The moment the cameras stopped rolling, the boxing world exploded. Within minutes, social media was on fire. Fans were split right down the middle. Some say Boots Ennis is the new face of boxing, the next generational talent ready to take over. Others fired back, saying he hasn't earned the right to even share the ring with Crawford yet, let alone call him out. But one thing's for sure, this face-off didn't just stir up hype. It lit the match for what could become one of the biggest fights of the decade.
I was training for something like this. Obviously, smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, just a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He know. He laughing.
What are you talking about?
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything. You know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen, and I'ma show you and him. Bet.
Eddie Hearn has made it crystal clear he's all in on Boots Ennis. In his eyes, by the end of 2026, Ennis won't just be one of the best. He'll be the best. Hearn believes Boots will surpass names like Terence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, and even Naoya Inoue to claim the pound-for-pound crown. And honestly, when you look at the skill set, it's hard to argue. Boots has that rare blend of raw talent, lightning speed, and ruthless finishing power that few fighters possess. Every time he steps into the ring, he doesn't just win, he dominates. That's why people aren't calling Hearn's prediction hype. They're calling it a warning. Because if Boots keeps climbing at this pace, the takeover isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Tank or Jake? That's a hard one, bro. That weight class difference is weird. Manny or Rolly? I got Manny.
But Crawford's camp isn't buying into the hype. Brian McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer and the man behind his strategic dominance, shut it down immediately. He made it clear that Bud isn't chasing anyone, and he's definitely not dropping weight just to make a fight happen. Bud's not going down to 154 for anybody, Bomac said flatly. If they want him, they gotta come up. And when asked about Boots specifically, Bomac didn't sugarcoat it. He don't bring nothing to the table, he said. To Crawford's team, Boots is still just a name with potential, not a proven draw, not a pay-per-view mover, and certainly not worth risking Bud's legacy for right now. From their perspective, Crawford's already conquered the mountain. If Ennis wants a shot at him,
ring, how
he
much
has
you
to
think
climb
you
it
weigh?
first.
When I walk in the ring,
Yeah.
With or without the ankle monitor on?
I probably, that's corny. That's super corny. I don't know how much I'll weigh.
And the handcuffs too.
Huh? What are you talking about, fam?
How do you win this fight?
That outfit is trash. For real. That outfit is garbage. And that hairstyle. Anybody that ever rocked a mohawk is a clown. We all know this. Anybody rocked a mohawk. Name
You
them.
want to see clowns? You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the clown, buddy. You're the clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on
Talk about
females or
fucking
anything
clown.
like that, you know how I mean? Female, like, come on. It would be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that? But P Diddy, when things got like that, no, listen. When one female did a charge, it was mad females coming out, right? So if I hit a female, right, wouldn't it be mad other females? Like I ain't been just with one female. Like I'm 30 years old. Like let's be real. I've been with more than one female. Wouldn't mad females come out and say something about me hitting them? No.
So now, the ball's in Boots Ennis's court. The question isn't just whether he wants the fight, it's whether he can earn it. Can he climb 2 more divisions the way Crawford did, conquering each level without losing that edge? Can he keep stacking wins, collecting belts, and making enough noise to force Bud's hand the same way Crawford once forced Canelo's? That's the real challenge. Because right now, Crawford holds all the power, the legacy, the leverage, and the spotlight. If Boots wants a shot, he's got to do what every great fighter before him has done. Make it impossible to be ignored.
For all of you Karens who accuse me of being on steroids as the reason for winning all of my fights, we have the strictest drug testing possible for this match. U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. Random drug tests at any moment. Oh look, they're here now. Hey USADA, me in the car. Looking good. See if you're on steroids. Clean as a whistle, contrary to what they say.
Because let's not forget, Canelo once laughed at the idea of fighting Terence Crawford. He said Bud was too small, too light, not in his league. And then, just a year later, he was the one on the canvas, watching history unfold in front of millions. Sound familiar? Boots Ennis might just be writing that same story, only in reverse. The young lion chasing down the king who everyone thinks is untouchable. Right now, Crawford is sitting comfortably at the top of the boxing world with more options than ever. He could face Gennady Golovkin, take on Janibek Alimkhanuly, or even run it back with Canelo in a rematch that would break records. But Crawford's not just chasing big names anymore. He's chasing history. A 6th division world title. Only 2 legends, Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya, have ever pulled that off. If Bud can do it, he cements his place as one of the greatest fighters to ever live. But if Boots keeps rising, that historic path might just collide with his.
It would just be sad that if Tank Davis' boxing career, real boxing career, championship is over because, of the Jake Paul fight. It would be sad for boxing. I don't know for that to be the case. But if he make, in excess of 30, 40 million.
They reported $40 million.
I don't know what I don't know what he does after that. Does he come back to boxing and defend those titles? I don't know, bro. So I don't know if this could this be the last time we see Tank Davis in a real championship fight? Was Lamont Roach the last fight we see of him like that? I don't know. But if it is, that would be a tough pill to swallow for boxing fans.
But no matter where Crawford goes, every interview, every press conference, every fan interaction, it always circles back to the same question: what about Jaron Boots Ennis? And every time, Crawford gives the same cool response, a slight smile, a shrug, and the line that's become his trademark. I'm not dropping weight for nobody. It's not about ducking. It's about control. Crawford's earned the right to set the terms, and if Boots wants the king, he's got to climb all the way up to the throne. Still, you can feel it beneath the surface, the spark. The thought of facing a young, explosive fighter like Ennis clearly lights a fire in Crawford. He's too disciplined to admit it, but deep down, the challenge excites him. The idea of standing across from someone young enough to be his student, fast enough to push his limits, and powerful enough to threaten his legacy, that's the kind of test true champions secretly crave. Because when you've conquered everyone else, the only opponent left worth fighting is the one who reminds you of yourself.
Make the most that you can out of this entertainment world. Because, I mean, I don't know. I would have done it for as the money aspect, because none of us would deny that money. They talking like they would. None of them would deny that money.
This fight wouldn't just be a passing of the torch. It would be a full-blown collision of eras. On one side, you've got Terence Crawford, the master tactician. Calm under pressure, calculated in every move, and surgical in how he breaks opponents down round by round. He's the definition of precision and patience. On the other side stands Jaron Boots Ennis, pure chaos in motion. Explosive, unpredictable, and fearless, a fighter who thrives on aggression and momentum. It's experience versus ambition. Strategy versus instinct. The old lion guarding his legacy against the young beast hungry to take it. And when those two worlds finally meet, it won't just be a fight. It'll be a moment that defines boxing's next generation.